or flat roof. So this is one of the different types of flat roofs we see in New York City. You can kind of put them into a few different categories. You got the old school built-up roofing system. You've got a single ply system, which could be a thermoplastic olefin, TPO, or other EPDM, rubber roof, etc. And then you have this, which we call rolled roof. So this comes out, this is rolled in layers. You can see the seam that overlaps. And then you see this connects and secures that overlap down. So essentially you get a pretty good idea of how this goes in. It's rolled in place, those seams are sealed up, and you've got a good roof. This has a granular surface. It might look very simply like an asphaltic shingle for a pitch roof. It's exactly the same concept. Those granules help protect the roof. The good news is they help protect the roof. The bad news is when we start to see the black below here, we know we've got a worn roof. So this should look like this. Here, it should be gray, but instead you see all these black spots. So we're gonna look around, we're gonna try to note tears, seams, missing granulars. This roof has reached the end of its useful life. Done a good job. The other thing that's always gonna be of note, two things. One is penetrations. In this case, we got a cast iron stack, which goes down to our bathroom or our kitchen. Penetrations are usually where going to have your issues. It's not in the field, it's where you're not in the field, like a penetration, a hole in your roof. And then the last thing is over here at the wall. So this is our typical New York City parapet wall. It has a height requirement. It has really three elements. It has a coping stone on top, which is the hat. It's to protect it from the weather, the elements, etc., with hopefully some sort of drip edge. This is a terracotta, a baked item, a terracotta coping stone. We have the parapet wall, which can be covered with a cementitious coating, an ephes, a stucco, or just be brick. Those are the most desirable. And then we have this detail down here, which is the union between our roof and our wall. We want to bring our roof up and under this flashing with the counter flashing. So the water, always try to follow the path of the water. It'll drain down, hit this edge here, and fall down. This is a drip edge. This is a nice detail. This is an installation we like to see. The problem with a parapet wall is it's getting hit from three sides. Inside, outside, and the top. Which means wind, snow, sun, hail, salt water if you're near the water, it's getting pummeled. So this is usually where we're gonna see failures first. In fact, if you go around a lot of old buildings and you look at the brick that's been replaced from the outside, it's probably above the roof line. It's this guy. Age, condition, type, recommendations. Start with the roof, work your way to the wall, look at your drainage. In this roof we have some solar panels, or actually they're capturing solar for preheat water. That's kind of atypical, I'm not even gonna get into that. And then the last one is, when you're up here, you get a nice cheat. Fans. If I see fans, I know what's downstairs because I like to come to my roof before my apartments. It's another little cheat. On your roof, you get a good idea for the footprint. You can even pace it off. I'm old school, I pace off my roofs. Now you can do it from Google Earth. You see fans. You say, hey, what's this skylight? They say, oh, we had a fire. And we close that up and you get a little bit of view. You have a roof alarm for the door. You get a little bit of a view of how the building's laid out up on the roof. You also, when it's safe, can look down at the front, the rear yard, the side. You can safely take photos of a nice sight view from up on the roof. And then the last thing is bulkheads. Bulkhead is anything that is a floor level above the roof. You really have a few different kinds. Every building that has a stair up to the roof is going to have a stair bulkhead. You also could have an elevator bulkhead, a mechanical bulkhead, an oil tank bulkhead, a water tank bulkhead. In this case, we have a stair bulkhead. Similar to the parapet, bulkheads like to leak because they're getting pummeled from all four sides. So we're going to take a look, condition, cracks, items, material, recommendations. That's about it for now. This is Rolled Roofing. Thanks for watching.